How are you? How are you? How are you? Welcome back to another edition of Cassie Live. It always seems like such a long time since I've seen you. Okay, I thought he was talking to me. This is live, so here we are in studio. Welcome back. So a lot of things have been happening with the Cassie Project, but before we go any further, we must usher in the presence of the Lord. So if you could take a moment and just pray with me, just so we can, make sure we're doing the things that we're supposed to be doing. Amen. Can I have your hand? Mm-hmm. This is my anonymous guest until now he's not anonymous anymore. Let's pray. Lord, thank you so much. Thank you so much for each and every opportunity that you give us to come together, Heavenly Father, to edify the kingdom, dear Lord. I thank you for your gifts, for your talents that you distributed and sprinkled upon us all. Each of us have a purpose, and I just thank you, Lord, for helping us get to the point where we are able to use that purpose to give back to the kingdom. I ask that you bless the words that are coming out of my mouth, that someone watching Cassie Live tonight be touched, be moved to take action in their situations or to encourage others who may be in the situation. Thank you for my guests. Thank you for safe travels. Just thank you for all that you are and all that you do. In your name we praise you and we love you, Lord. Amen.
Amen.
All right. All right, so now that we have ushered him in, I am your host, Chris Stiles, of course, and I am the founder of the Cassie Project, keeping all survivors safe, informed, and emancipated. And I'm really excited to be here because we're doing Cassie Live. This is where survivors usually come into the studio and they start sharing their journeys or how they've healed or some of their struggles and things like that. And we work collectively and disperse information that hopefully can help you along your way if you are a survivor, if you know someone who is a survivor. So today, I would love to introduce to you my guest. I'm really excited because we kind of have a history, as many of my guests and I do, which is how they end up on the show, unless they're referred, of course. But I know a wonderful network of people. So my guest today, we go way, way, way back. I mean, okay, way back in broadcasting. So like when I first started in journalism and in broadcasting, I was working for WCIN. The Pulse of the City. It's a radio station. So I was an intern and I worked in the news department, if you can believe that. Yeah, I don't think I'm very newsy, but that's where I got my start. And my guest was you were kind of my boss.
Yeah, I was your news director.
You were the news director. So my guest tonight is Master Ovi Mitchell. No, that's not the name that I called him when we were on the radio. He was not my master, but he was our news director. So tonight, though, he's here in another capacity, and I'm really, really excited. So welcome.
Thank you.
Master Ovi, for being here on Cassie Live. So I had no idea that you were working in the realm that you're working in right now. But like I said, I won't say you started in news, but our journey started in the news department. Mm-hmm. So go ahead.
From WCIN, back when it was on Glenwood.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is way back.
Way back.
Lincoln Ware, Cork, Everett Cork. Everybody, you know those names, especially if you've been around for a while. If you haven't, then you probably know the name Freddie Red, which was on The Wiz at some point, but Yeah. So, but we're all a family. So we go from the news department to doing martial arts. As you can see, he's wearing his martial arts. You kind of blend in with the couch. So we can see the
stealth.
That's you? Okay, that's his invisibility, his invisible powers. But you are a 5th degree black belt?
I am, 5th down.
Wow. Okay, so tell me, you are here representing which company? Jinya Martial Arts.
Jinya May School of Martial Arts.
I left out the May. I didn't want to do that.
It's an Akan word. It comes from the Adinkra symbol. Jinya May means none but God. And if you see on our patch here, we have the actual Jinya May symbol within the center of the continent of Africa. And we use it when you say none but God. We teach our students to fear none but God. And as you talk about women having been victims of domestic violence, one of the things you have to work on is the mindset to get them that you don't have to fear a man if you know what to do. The only person you fear is God.
Okay. So let's talk about your history a little bit. 5th degree black belt, you said you've been doing it since you were a youngster. When did you start?
About 7.5, 8 years old. My aunt married a wonderful man. He had just come back from Korea in the United States military, Grandmaster John Johnson, and they had, in the 70s, founded an organization called the National Black Belt Karate Association, Incorporated. And so I saw him when he went from red belt to black belt to 2nd degree black belt just before the organization started. And as a little kid, about, like I said, 7.5, 8 years old, this is like, wow. These men were like jumping in the air, you know.
Like in the movies?
Like, well, not, yeah, they were better than the movies.
Oh.
Better. I used to get in trouble. I got beat up one time because I said, I know some men that could beat Bruce Lee. Okay, so you know, back in the days, like, can't nobody beat Bruce Lee, but I honestly believe that the founders of the NBBKA could, in fact, if you saw what they did, they could put Bruce Lee to shame.
Now, let me ask you a question, and I'm not sure, is this a African-American or Black association of martial arts, or is this, you know, everyone, all-encompassing?
We're all-encompassing, but the founders were all African-American men, which was something that was new back then here in Cincinnati, and the only thing comparable to it was the Black Kempo Federation out in California. Okay. Those who are familiar with Bruce Lee movies knew Jim Kelly back in the day. That was a school that he trained under back in the day. So this is a part, during the 70s, this is part of the, you know, the African American Revolution, the consciousness movement. And so these gentlemen had actually learned their military style of martial arts in Korea under Koreans.
Okay, military style of martial arts.
Yeah, we don't teach the sport. When you say Taekwondo, most people are familiar with the Olympic and the kicking. We teach Tang Sudo, which is a system of Taekwondo. But Tang Sudo is its own independent martial arts. If you go to an actual Taekwondo school in Korea, they don't just kick. They punch, they chop, they lock down fingers, they choke you out like an MMA match.
Oh, wow.
And so I didn't know it at the time, but I was learning a military system of martial arts. These gentlemen, actually, some of them had trained stealth to the Army during the Vietnam War. So that's the level that I try to get women on. Okay,
so let me ask you this. So you are a 5th degree black belt. How many degrees are there? Or can you just keep going? Is it like?
Our system has up to the 9th degree.
Up to the 9th degree,
yeah.
Okay.
And this is something you practice for life. I always tell my kids that, you know, martial arts is for life.
Okay.
We want our kids to become black belts. We want them to become teachers. And then to pass it on and keep it going.
Well, speaking of the kids, since you brought them up, so this is not something that is for a specific age range. How young do you start with the children?
We typically start at the age of 7, 7.5. I have had some 6-year-olds and 5-year-olds. Other schools in the NBBKAF have had kids as young as 2 and 3. In fact, one of our one of our instructors out in Hillsborough, he started literally when he was 3 years old. His father was a master in the NBBKF. He's also a minister, Grandmaster Erwin McIntosh. Okay. And his son, Erwin McIntosh III, he started teaching him, when he was 3.
Okay. Wow, I think that would probably, as far as discipline goes, starting a child that young, I would not foresee them having a whole bunch of disciplinary issues through school unless they're just going around, you know. Is this such a cliche, karate chopping people? Is that I mean, is that really I guess you could say an ignorant term to say when it comes to that?
No, it's not. Karate is a Japanese word. Kata just means empty and te means hand. Our system is Korean, so we use the word Tang Su. So Tang means Chinese hand, because at one time China had occupied most of Asia. Su is an open hand. So again, it's saying
so it's the Chinese hand. Open hand, and then the other one is the
empty hand.
Empty hand.
But the symbol is the same across Asia.
Okay.
So as you can see here, that symbol there is Tang Sudo. But if you were in China, it would be Wusu. If you were in Japan, it would be Kata.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm here in Cincinnati, so all that other stuff I probably won't even commit to memory, to be honest.
So just empty hand, hands and feet.
Empty hand, hands and feet. So hence when you chop, it's open.
It's open, it's empty.
Okay, so speaking of chopping, you are going to show us some stuff. You're going to show me some stuff. You brought some people along with you. And before we bring them out, though, as far as domestic violence goes, you know, so your organization, does it have a specific division for DV training, domestic violence? Protection.
It's incorporated in the training in and of itself. So one of the things that is taught in martial arts is self-confidence, self-awareness. So if you haven't been a victim of it, you would know how not to be a victim. If you have been a victim, we teach you how to stop being a victim. One of the things for women who have been victims is changing their mindset.
Yes.
And so our women are Christian. This is a Christian-based show. So one of the things that I use is mindset. I incorporate, all right, well, how would Jesus handle things? Okay. And usually we see Jesus as kind of a skinny, meek man.
And nonviolent, though.
And, non-violent with indirect intent. Jesus was a very strong man. I'll give you two examples. In one part of the Bible, he goes to the temple, and he's upset because sacrifices are being sold. People aren't raising their own sacrifices, they're buying them.
And you're talking about like sheep or cattle?
Sheep, cattle,
like
whatever
that.
they got to,
Okay.
whatever they have to purchase, okay? Jesus gets upset at this, and he says, you turn my father's house, God, into a den of thieves. So he makes, and it says in the Bible, he makes a whip of cord, okay? So the word is whip. And he whips the money changers, okay? So now if you know something about the history at this time, Judea had been occupied by the Romans. Money changers had private bodyguards who had been Roman soldiers. So he's whipping soldiers. So you can't be weak. Okay. So you can being a Christian does not mean being meek, does not mean being weak. It means knowing when to stand. Okay. The second example I give is when the Romans finally came to take Jesus before Pontius Pilate, before having him executed. They came to the Last Supper. They put their hands on Jesus, and Peter, one of his disciples, like, that ain't happening, pulls out a sword and chops the soldier's ear. So, again, they couldn't be weak. Where did the sword come from?
I got all this part. I don't remember this part happening.
It's in the Bible. So he chops off the ear, but Jesus stops Peter and says, hold on, takes the man's ear, puts it back on, okay? And he says, what are you doing? And Peter says, well, they come to take you. Now, this is Jesus talking now. He said, no man can take me, say my Father says it's so. And that's like saying, my daddy ain't saying, you know what I'm saying?
And that's how we have to think.
That's how we have to think. So there's nowhere in the Bible where God says that you are supposed to be a victim. Okay, so if Jesus said, I'm not a victim, and Christian means to be Christ-like, if you're going to be like Jesus, you cannot be a victim. You have to change your mindset.
Master Ovi.
Okay.
So speaking of Master Ovi, is it Master Ovi or Master Mitchell?
We say the term Master Mitchell, Sabanim.
Say it again.
Sabanim. It's Korean, Sabanim. Okay. But the term master is not like we have the Western concept of master. I'm not master over their lives. Master means I've mastered a system of self-defense, and I use that as my skill. Okay. So as a master, and I teach them to master that skill. So that's what master means. We've mastered the skill.
Okay. And so I was going to ask you as far as the levels go, because you mentioned your grandmaster. Yes. And so then there's you, your master. Is there something under you, or what do you call those coming up under you? What are they called?
For the ranking belts of color, we call them GUPs.
GUP?
GUP, yeah. And they start from 10th GUP and work their way up to 1st GUP, and then they go to 1st Dan. From 1st Dan to 3rd Dan is Sabam. At 3rd Dan, you are qualified and certified to teach. You can even have your own school. In Korea, 4th Dan is a master. In our system, 5th Dan is when you become a master. So my grandmaster in the Jinyame School of Martial Arts was Grandmaster Joe Thompson. He passed away in his 70s. He was still practicing and teaching in his 70s. So that was the grandmaster of our school. And then after him was Master, oh my God, everything slips me when I start talking and get fired up. Master Brown, Master Jerry Brown.
Okay, and is all this listed on your website?
It's listed on our website. He's 7th Dan, and then of course Master Carlos Thompson. He's the son of Grandmaster Thompson. Okay. And he's 6th Dan, so he's the master above me. So I'm the most recent master of our school.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
So you've been doing this since you were 7. You are now a master in your field? Is that the word I should use?
In your field, yeah.
Field? Okay, the master in your field. And you've brought some young people with you, and you've brought another gentleman with you. Yes. Can you tell us who those individuals are who will be coming to help us?
Yeah, actually I have Bailey and DJ. Bailey is 10, and DJ is
12.
12. Okay, so like I said, we start them young. We also have Miss Millie O's. I'm not going to tell you how young she is.
It's okay. It's all right. I understand. Girl power. We don't have to talk about it.
So
it's good.
she's a brown belt, and we have Master Ron Jackson. The young ladies here are his cousin.
Okay.
And he's a professor at the University of Cincinnati.
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
we went to the University of Cincinnati together in an organization called the African Men of Impact. He introduced me to that. So everything comes cross-cultural.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So before we start, give us the website, please.
Okay. Again, you can find us at GinyaMae.com.
Spell that, because for me, I'm like GYNIAMAE or something. So that's obviously not it.
It's GYENYAME martialarts.com.
Okay. And if you just type in Master O.V. Mitchell, O-V-I-E Mitchell, I'm sure that will come up and it'll take you right there.
It will take you to some YouTube and show you
videos.
Show you some videos of what we've done.
Yes, I was watching those, and so that's why I wanted you to come, because I wanted to give this being a time of year where I don't want to say that violence increases in the household, but with the perpetrator and the victim possibly being in such close quarters more frequently because of the holidays, with the children being at home, the stress being heightened, violence can pick up. And then, of course, well, you wouldn't know, but statistics say, well, you might know, that New Year is a huge time. The numbers, the percentages of violence go up in domestic violence relationships, intimate partner relationships, and just overall. So I'm hoping that once you all see the demonstration and after you've heard what Master Mitchell has discussed, that you will go to the website and possibly enroll yourself and someone that you love. And it's not just, well, obviously it's not just females, but anyone who may need a little extra confidence, because this is definitely a confidence building opportunity and exercise. It helps us get, as you know, I'm a survivor, but it helps give us some credibility for ourselves. We tend to respect ourselves more when we know that we have some power, when we have some strength. We got a little something up under the belt. So I would love to have you get started and start doing some demonstrations for us, and showing us some things. And of course, remember, we are all novices, so don't move too fast. Breaking the boards, breaking the bricks, and just sticks, and just the key points. And so I'm excited about it. So we're definitely going to get ready to get that started. So, Master O.V.?
We're going to start a demonstration with you, Ashley, first. Okay.
I don't know how to do anything.
That's my point.
Oh, my goodness gracious. That makes me
Mr.
nervous.
Jackson, if you grab a board. Okay.
This might be too much white.
And so basically, I'd like to start out, when you come to our school, or any of our schools in the National Black Belt Karate Association, Grandmaster Michael Posey is the president now. We give you stuff that you can walk out with knowing how to do to immediately defend yourself. So we don't just have you come in blind. You have power within yourself already. What you don't have is knowledge. Okay, so I'm going to show you where on a man the hurting and...
hold on. I'm sorry. I have power, and I don't have the knowledge.
And we're going to give you that knowledge.
Okay, but what about the courage? I mean, like right now, I'm just like, what? Really? I'm scared. So I'm like...
That we teach you with breathing techniques and exercises of meditation. And and you go home and you practice that. Okay? Yeah, exactly. Deep breathing, okay? Because fear is actually natural. And you should have some fear. Anybody that tells you that they're not afraid, even myself, I have fear if I'm going to be attacked. It's just how we channel that fear.
Okay. All right.
So the knowledge is, how do you attack a man hurting, and I did say hurting, and put him to the ground. Okay, because most women think like, I got to hit his body, all right? Well, this is not going to bother him, okay? He's very strong. I can hit him just about anywhere. I'm not even hitting him that hard, but as you can hear, the solidness of his muscle.
Yeah.
You have to learn what we call the center line.
The center line. So can we, I don't know, can we face him this way so that when you do those motions, the camera can see it?
Right, so
when
here we're
you
going
do
to
the
this
center
camera
line?
right here. So we'll put this down for just a second. So here's your center line right here, okay? Straight down the body is everything that is vital to a person's survival, okay? Right here, in the middle of the brain, that's your frontal lobe. That's where you do your logic and your thinking, okay? So if you hit this hard enough, you actually change a person's attitude, okay? You can make them, stupid, for lack of a better word, okay? Down here, in the middle of the nose, okay, that's your septum. where your air, if you hit that hard enough and it swells up, breathing now becomes difficult. You continue down the line, as you can see right here on the nose. If I just push on his nose with my fingertip, his head goes back because it hurts. Okay.
Yes.
So if you start hitting that hard, okay, again, the nose swell up, we're having problems breathing, okay, which is what we want to do. We want to make it hard for him to breathe, okay? Right here on his fulcrum on his lip, you can actually break the teeth if you hit it hard enough.
Okay, so I see you doing a different hint.
Just do your knuckle like that, okay?
Okay.
Just tap your
And just
fulcrum like that, okay? You're not even doing it hard. Yeah, it hurts.
Yeah.
Okay? And again, under here, under the lip, same thing. You knock the teeth out, okay? The chin, if you pop on it hard enough, back on the jaw, it presses back on the jaw, there's nerve in the jaw.
Is that from the front, or do you have to, like, upper?
From the front or from underneath, okay?
Okay,
Now
okay.
pushes on the jaw, pushes on the nerve on the jaw. That's how you see boxers get knocked out, okay? That chin. Now, this one is very critical, okay? You just pop it with your little finger right there. Don't hit it hard. Feel how uncomfortable that is?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So if we pop that really hard, okay, that person is going to have trouble breathing, okay? Pop it hard enough, the throat swells. They're going to need medical attention to get that swelling open.
Yes.
Hold your hand like that.
Feeling empowered.
Hold your hand like that, okay? Just hold your fingers open like you naturally would, okay? There's your weapon. You got 5 weapons right there, okay? All right? So, weapon number 1, you just chop him in the throat.
Hence, karate chop.
All right?
That's mine.
All right, pop him in the throat, okay? Weapon number 2, thumb in the throat. That's how soft that tissue is. Okay, weapon number 3, if you don't miss with the thumb, ridge hand, again, into the throat, just right there.
Okay.
Okay? Any one of your fingers into the throat. Okay?
Gotcha.
That's all you need to know. That's one of the weaker spots.
Okay.
So, and to show you how effective and easy it is, I could be standing right here with Mr. Jackson like so. Okay? My hand like so.
Back up some so we can see you. Okay.
All right, so you can see here I'm standing here real calm. Mr. Jackson could be yelling at me all day. Okay? It's not till Mr. Jackson puts his hand on me. It's just that quick. Okay? So ladies, it's just that quick. Your man is arguing with you, blah, blah, blah. That's all right, baby, I understand. You know, maybe he's arguing. The moment he puts his hands on you, right there. It's just that quick. You don't have to have any skill.
Okay.
You might hit with the thumb, you might hit with the ridge hand, you might hit with any of your fingers, okay?
Okay.
You might miss all of this together and popping with your palm. Right down the center line, fingers up in the nose.
Yes.
Okay. Gouge the eyes, you can palm and claw.
Oh, if
into
you've
the
got
face.
long fingernails, it's a done deal.
All right. Yeah,
Let's switch for us. Let's
Okay.
put you back on the end where you were with the board, and then yes.
All right,
nice
so
in the
again.
front so we can see that. Yeah.
So like I said again, we can stand here right here. Pop right there, okay? Pop. See how my hands all of a sudden close? Right there on his eyes, right into his nose. So you don't have to even have a good aim. You're going to get your center line. The next center line is right here, the sternum, okay? Not the chest muscle, but the sternum, okay?
Yes.
Okay? We pop that. You hear that bone?
Yes.
Just do your finger like that, okay? We hit the center line of that bone. It's so weak that if you hit it, it punctures what's called the aorta artery, which feeds blood to the heart. It can also puncture part of the lung. Even if you don't puncture the lung or heart, if you crack it, it hurts to breathe because the ribs have to expand when you breathe.
Yeah.
Slow them down, okay? Just underneath, same thing. We have what's called a xiphoid to the
Yes,
sternum.
it's a little thingy that looks like an arrowhead. I think it's shaped like an arrowhead.
Mhm.
Yes.
Xiphoid is Greek for sword tip. Hit that hard enough, again, we're puncturing lung and aorta, okay?
Okay.
Again, down the center line, we call this the dejun in Korean.
Okay.
Okay, you pop that, the diaphragm underneath, when we were little kids, and you fell down, that diaphragm suddenly all of a sudden tightened up, it pushed all the air out of you, suddenly air left the whole planet.
So that's
what's
like
happening.
your gut. So if he's got one, I don't know how much we're going to be able to get through that.
Well, you just get up under the gut, all right? Gut hangs over, all right? So
Yeah,
you
it
just
does.
get up underneath it.
Okay.
You don't have to have a fist, you just have to have your hands like that. Get up underneath it, okay? Of course, down here, the groin area, the testicles, and so forth.
Now
okay?
that's going to be the first line. Now, most women, when we think, how do you stop a man? That's the first thing we think. We think we're going to get you in your groin area, and then,
Okay.
that's good.
Well, that's good if he's close enough, okay? But we want you to know the whole center line. Get whatever you can get.
Gotcha.
All these things, if you hit them hard enough, will drop a man. Some other things that'll drop a person, do your hand like that. Okay, you like to clap in church, don't you?
Okay.
Now, gently. Cup that ear.
Right over your ear.
Yeah. See how you just reacted? Okay.
Make it pop.
You make it pop. Again, it's that simple. Okay, but you're going to do it as hard as you can. You're going to try and put your hand right across here, cup it, air goes into the ear, it busts the eardrum, makes them dizzy, drops them. okay?
Yes.
Same time, your palm hits the back of the jawline. We call it the mastoid, that little gap there, okay?
Right here.
Put your finger there, press on it real hard.
Yeah.
Okay, if a man grabs me, Mr. Jackson grabs me, okay? I'm just gonna make him let go, the pain.
Oh, okay.
Same thing, okay? Pop that joint, pop all of that, drops them. Temple again, same thing. Where you think, pop it hard enough, it gets dizzy, that drops them, okay? Again, we're just trying to hit a person wherever it hurts. Other lines of center, you know those men who got those big muscular chests?
Yeah.
And then
The
all
clavicle.
Yeah, the clavicle, yeah.
I love clavicles. Those are so cool.
Okay, those are very weak.
Those are very weak. That's good to know. I don't know why. I'm like, if you see your clavicle, that means you're thin enough.
No, it means you're thin
Sorry.
enough, but it's
a
exposed
girl
bone again, all right? So you drop it, just drop your hand right there. You can see he kind of flinched. I'm not hitting him hard, but he's flinching. Yeah, that
So I
hurts.
should do it with okay.
Just keep your hand open, okay? Boom. Okay? Now, if you notice, most of the stuff I'm doing, I'm showing you, it's with an open hand. Okay? Here's why, okay? If I have my hands clenched, and he has his hands clenched, who's the aggressor?
Well,
Right, you can't tell.
yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
Right, we're both the aggressor. Police come on the scene, maybe, all right, you still fighting, we both look like aggressors.
Gotcha. I like that. Yeah.
Who's the aggressor now?
Okay, he is.
Yeah, because this is a kind of a universal sign for, leave me alone, back up, right? But
I surrender.
all right, but these are our weapons, an open hand. See what I'm saying?
I like
So when the police come, or if the police are asking what was going on, people's like, well, our hands are up like this. Okay, well, he's the aggressor. Okay? All right, so now we're going to show you how to use your palm. Mr. Jackson's going to grab that board, and he's going to take a front stance and hold that board about midsection. Okay. So all you're going to do is you're going to curl your hand, like, are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Okay, so take your right hand, curl it like that.
Just
And all you're going to do, see that center part of the board?
yeah.
Okay. We're just going to stand right here, front foot, okay? Now, what you're going to do is you're going to just turn your hip, and you're going to pop through that board as fast as you can, okay?
Oh goodness. Wait. So I'm sorry. So what am I doing with this back here? Am I
Just gonna
turning
you're just
all
gonna
of
turn,
this?
Turn all your hips, those wonderful hips, turn them right
All the
in the
babies laughing at me. For real. The children are laughing at me. Come on now.
Because they do it all the time, that's
Okay.
why, okay?
Oh goodness.
Just as fast as you can. All right, okay? All right, so understand, now here's the secret, all right?
Yeah.
This is yours, mark the date on it, okay?
Thank you.
All right, it takes more pounds per square inch to break that than it does to break the sternum and the xiphoid. So if you can break this will be no problem. So if you palm a guy right there in that chest fast enough and hard enough, that's instant pain, okay? If you palm a guy fast enough and hard enough to the chin, it's a knockout blow. If you palm a guy fast enough and hard enough to the jaw, mastoid, inside of the ear, that's taking him down. So basically what you just found out right now is you do have the power to take a man down.
Don't mess with Chris.
Okay. So most women can't take a man down because they're hitting all on the muscle, they're hitting all on the arm and stuff like that. You can't fight that. Now, here's the other trick. If they flinch, if they drop, if they fall, don't stand over them, don't gloat, don't try to wrestle with them. Turn and run.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
We always tell you, turn and run. Maybe you have an escape plan, get one, know where you're gonna run to. If it's a family member, if it's a friend you know, okay? It doesn't have to be somebody that he knows. Just take off, follow your plan and get on up out of there, okay? All right, so now we're gonna show you what our other professional women can do, okay?
Great. Well, I will step
Okay.
aside. Oops. I will step aside.
Okay. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna have Miss Bailey here. If you want to, sweetie, of course.
So remember, children can start as early as 3.
That's
but
3 in some schools. We start at 7.
At 7,
Yeah.
yes.
And we teach at the Carl Linder Family YMCA Tuesdays and Thursdays, 6:30 to 8:30, and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Okay.
Okay.
Wonderful.
All right, so Mr. Jackson is just going to start accosting Miss Bailey. First thing we teach our young ladies is we don't let boys play games. Boys learn domestic violence by playing games, okay? A girl like that, all right? Okay? And as men get older, they walk up on women and use their presence to intimidate him. So Mr. Jackson's going to put his finger in her face, okay? All right, go on and push back. She pushes down on it, okay? As you can see, he's starting to go down. Okay? Now, she's going to hold him there while I talk a while, okay?
Okay.
If he gets out of line, all she's going to do is just put more pressure. If he tries to stand up, the finger bends. That's why he can't get up. It's not that she's stronger than him. Obviously, all she has to do is hold on to that finger. If she wanted to take him on down, she just put a little bit more pressure on it, bending it back. Mr. Jackson has to make a decision. Do I want my finger broke or do I want to just lay down? Okay, baby, thank you. Okay.
Good job, good job.
All right. Come on, DJ. So this is Bailey's sister, DJ. Okay. As they get a little bit older, all right, this is when we start teaching them quick techniques of shock and awe. Okay.
Okay.
So he's going to grab her, and he's going to grab her with her arms down. Okay. Most people think that when a man grabs you, your hands are going to be free. They're not going to be free. He picks your arms up, down, so he can pick you up and slam you so you can't fight. Go ahead and grab her. Pick her up. Go on and bust his eardrum, baby. You know how to do it. Okay. All right. You see him flinching there? It's the same effect as clapping. She's shouting air into his ear. That's shock and awe. If he lets go, she runs.
Yes.
Okay? All right. Grab her again. Okay? Grab what you can, sweetie. Okay? Now, okay, you notice he put her down. Okay?
Yes.
What she grabbed was the inner side of his thigh.
Okay.
The groin. For men and women, if you pinch the inside of your thigh, it's very sensitive. Well, he locked her hands down there.
This is true.
Okay. Grab what she can grab. Okay. Grab her one more time. Go on and bite something. Okay, so she's biting the side of his neck. Okay. That's his carotid artery. Thank you, sweetie. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so the carotid artery is where blood is fed to the brain. She bites down on it. She puts her teeth print in it. Okay. Slowly but surely, he's either going to go to sleep or he's going to let go, because the carotid artery feeds blood and oxygen to the brain. If the brain is not getting that oxygen, it's good night, Irene. Okay. Once again, once he lets go, she runs. Go tell somebody, run into a store, okay, run to a policeman, a mailman, or whatever. They say, well, what does he look like? She might not remember what he looks like, but he's got her teeth print.
Now, how important is it to constantly make noise as we are getting away?
I'm glad you're saying that. All right. So if you're running, okay, people generally don't care about arguing. Okay. You can yell fire. Okay. Let's keep it on the hood. It ain't my house burning. Okay. I mean, seriously, that's how some people think.
I got you.
All right. But now, run into somebody's car and set that alarm off. Okay. Now we're coming outside. Oh, wait, my car alarm's going off. Oh, wait a minute, ain't nobody steal my car. So run into some people's cars, knock it over. They got an alarm that's motion sensitive, knock it over. Drop some garbage cans around, okay? I mean, pick them up, throw them down, throw them behind them. That kind of ruckus people are concerned about. Who's in my yard throwing around my garbage?
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So you can yell fire, you can yell, police all you want to. They might respond, they might not. But things that concern people, then they tend to come out and look out and see what's going on. Hey, you need to come outside. Somebody's throwing garbage in my yard. Somebody's in my car. Okay?
Yes.
So you run and you make that noise. Put the car between you. People are going to come out. Hey, what's going on? What you doing in my car? Somebody's coming out.
That's true.
Man ain't going to stand there and fight somebody he don't know. So he's going to at least leave the scene.
Or fight someone that he could possibly be intimidated by. He's not intimidated by us, but if it's another man comes out.
If another man come out, you come out my car, you might say, well, wait a minute. All right, oh, bro, it's all right, okay, all right. So make noise, bump over some cars, okay. So now we're going to have Miss Millie come forward, okay. And Mr. Jackson is going to grab a board, okay. Okay, he's going to take a front stance, keep it kind of low, yeah, okay. Now, what Miss Millie Olds is going to do is what we call Chungdan Apchagi. Chungdan means to the middle of the body, and Apchagi means front snap kick. Yeah, let's turn it that way. Okay. Okay. Keep your elbow.
Your demeanor is you're just so docile. You're just so very.
You got to keep it straight.
Soft and not intimidating at all.
Okay. Okay. Whenever you're ready. You got to keep that arm straight, Mr. Jackson. Yeah, don't let it back up. There we go, right there.
Gotta get it right. Yeah.
Okay, to the center, hold it. Keep your arm straight. You got it.
love, love.
Okay. So now what I want you to realize here is that now Ron's standing up at his average height. He's holding the board right here.
Okay.
All right. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's what she's kicking right there, where it hurts. Okay, where you're going to drop him in. So, all right, we'll take that out. All right. Okay. All right. So we're going to show you some other quick, effective things that we can do. Me and Mr. Jackson are going to do some quick takedowns. Okay?
Yes. Yes.
Step on out. Okay. So Mr. Jackson is a little bit taller than me, a little bit more muscular, and a little bit faster than me. A little bit older than everybody in here. Okay.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I mean,
all
you were
right.
only in news how long before I came on the scene?
About 4 or 5 years.
Right,
Okay.
exactly.
And you were still in college, so. But the point that I'm making here, that even at my age now, at age 56, there's still some things that I can do to deal with Mr. Jackson, to get Mr. Jackson to the ground. So Mr. Jackson grabs me from behind. He's going to lock my legs up. Okay, now, all right, like I said, if you don't know what to do, Mr. Jackson will want to pick me up and drag me. Pick me up. Okay, so he wants to drag me, okay? All right, let's try it again, okay? So I got to stop him from dragging me, okay?
Yes.
Most of the stuff you saw there was from a standstill point. So Mr. Jackson grabs me, okay? To stop him from going back with me, I wrap my leg around him, just that simple.
Okay.
Okay, so Mr. Jackson has to make a decision now.
Okay.
Does he want to fight with this? If not, so he's going to stop because he doesn't want to fall. Now I stomp his foot, I take his fingers and twist it up. Now I turn his body around, I control him by his finger.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
all right,
Yeah.
so come on down. Okay, and then get on up out of there.
Talk to them.
Okay, so I just kicked him in the groin again once I got him down, and I'm gone. Okay, so I'm out of here.
Do men really use that move on other men?
Oh yeah, martial arts is not fair. Martial arts is, like I said, this is military style training. Martial arts is about winning and surviving. It's not about being fair. This is what we have to teach our ladies. They'll be like, well, he might be mad. Well, honey, he woke up mad that day. Okay? He didn't get what he wants. He doesn't have the job he wants. We talked about New Year, all right, economic pressure and everything. So you didn't make him mad. He woke up that mad. It's just your job to put that in check. Okay?
All right.
We're going to do one more thing. All right, so Mr. Jackson tries to hem my collar up. Okay? All right, so, all right, again, we use the open hand. Okay? I come around here and I just slap his face. I just put his arm in check. And I just take him to the ground.
Okay.
And just hold him right here until, hey, 911. I'm going to hold his arm. If he tries to get up, I put pressure on his arm, and I just keep it locked in until the police come. When the police, stay down. See, he's trying to get up, in case because he's going to use his strength, all right?
Uh-huh.
All right, if I really want to keep him down, I can put my knee into his ribs and just hold on like that.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So if in that down position that you had him in when you twisted the arm, can you snap his shoulder or his arm or something like that?
Yes. Well, on the way down, we can snap it. We can pull things out of socket. But the point that we're making here is that, again, when you saw me fight Mr. Jackson, we're going to break this down mathematically.
Okay. Open it up a little bit for us for the cameras so they
Okay.
can see it. Okay.
Okay. This is 100% of
Yes.
This is 100% of Mr. Ron Jackson, okay? I'm not going to fight the whole man. This is half of Mr. Jackson. If he knuckles up, okay, I'm going to stand to the outside of him, okay? That's half, okay? If he swings, I'm going to fight 1/4. That's the arm. Pop some elbow joints, okay? If I can get a hold of his hand, that's 1/8. Now I'm twisting his wrist, that takes him down. Okay? And as you saw before, when I took his finger and Miss Bailey had his finger, that's 1/16.
Okay, breaking down a man. Yes.
Okay? So Miss Bailey was able to do what she did with him because she's not fighting the whole man. She's fighting 1/16, and she's hurting a part of his body that forces him to go down. Your brain tells you this. Your body must always be in this position, standing up. When you start twisting a joint, your body has what's called proprioceptors. It's like your 6th and 7th sense. Your body must be in this. If something is twisting, your body says, straighten your arm out. But of course, she's not letting him straighten his arm out. So to alleviate the pain, his body says, bend your knees. She keeps putting pressure, bend your back. She keeps putting pressure, lay down. That's what your brain operates on. Pain will make you do what she needs him or what you need that person to do. So we teach you how to fight dirty. We don't teach you how to fight fair. Thank you, Mr. Jackson.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson.
All right, so we're going to do a quick demonstration of weapons that you have, ladies, at home, okay?
Let me ask you a question. So when you're taking your course, is there a actual sit-down educational process, or all of this is you're hands-on, you're teaching hands-on?
Both.
Oh.
There's an educational process, there's a hands-on process, okay?
Okay.
So what we're going to do first, we're going to grab the two, what we call bongs in Korean, that's both staff. Mr. Jackson's going to take the bigger one, and we're going to show you a form called Bong Hyung Ilbu, okay?
Okay.
And we're going to do it in place, all right? So Mr. Jackson, chumbi means ready position, okay? So somebody comes in, maybe they got a stick or whatever, and you pick up a broom, okay? Chuck! All right, he stops me from attacking his lower body. Chuck! He stops me from hitting him in the head, okay? Chuck! I'm trying to hit him in the gut, groin again. I'm trying to fake him out. He catches both. Now I'm trying to come over top. Chuck! Okay, so he stopped me right there, okay? So these are all three-step basic moves. All right, put those down, okay? Now, Mr. Jackson's going to take this. But you ladies are saying, like, ain't nobody walking around with a big old bamboo stick. What am I going to use? Mr. Jackson, come here, okay? All right, no, we don't have a bamboo stick, but we're talking about domestic violence. Well, we're going to reverse the term of domestic, all right? You got a broom or a mop or a rake if you're outside.
A Swiffer, yes.
Yes, okay. All right, so if Mr. Jackson attacks my lower part of the body, okay, same thing, okay? Now I can slide up, hit him in the groin with it, okay? All right, now he can attack to the top. Chop! Okay, I catch him right there. Sweep right in his face. Whoosh, irritate his eyes with the broom again, okay?
Yes.
All right, again, he attacks low. Slide down, okay? Put my stick right there in between his legs, right there, and just twist. And as you can see, I'm just walking around. It hurts. Again, I'm not fighting the whole man.
Yeah.
Fighting 1/16. Just attack the joint, and you see how quickly he went down because we don't want to deal with that pain. Okay, thank you, Mr. Jackson. Okay. So now, one is if you step out right quick. So if we can get the cameras right here right quick. I don't know if everybody can see this or not.
Probably not. I don't know. Let me see. We can adjust it. Show them what you're working with.
Okay,
Can you
so
see that? You're going to try another one? Let's try the other camera.
okay.
So when you start this, how long does it usually take to go from one color to another color in your belts?
It depends on the dedication of the student. Now, if you think you're going to get a black belt in 1 or 2 years in our system, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I earned my black belt when I was 14 years old. But let's do the math, because it sounds like you did it young. It sounds like you did it fast. Was how old when I started?
7.
7.
Yeah.
From 14 to 7 years.
7 years.
7
okay.
years. So I earned my first degree black belt under Grandmaster Keong Wan-an, who studied directly under the founder of our system, Tang Sudo, Iwan Ki. And then from there, I earned from second dan up to my president again under Grandmaster Joe Thompson.
Okay.
Okay.
So are we able to get a shot of the bricks? We are? Okay.
Okay.
Because I'm looking.
All right, so Mr. Jackson will come right here right quick, okay? All right, so Mr. Jackson was putting his hands on me right quick, okay? All right, I got this broom here. You would grab me, I would bust his toes. Right there, okay?
Yeah.
All right, step out. Now people say like, well, that's a broom. That's not gonna hurt anything, right? Well, you got your nice little broom mop or whatever. We're gonna see
Oh my gosh.
if I can hurt his toes, okay?
Can we see this? Can we, because I don't want to miss this. We have some cinder blocks down here, and we're going to use this broom to break the brick.
Okay, we
What
got
does
it?
that mean? Hold on. So while we're waiting, give me the website again and spell it for me.
Okay, again,
talk to them.
www.gyenyame.martialarts.com. GYENYAME GyenyamaeMartialarts.com.
Okay.
All one word.
I've got a question for the babies. So you guys are sisters. Come out here on the mat for a second while we work this out. Look at the cameras for me. Look at the cameras. So you all are sisters, and you're both, taking this
Tang
Sudo. Tang Sudo. Do you ever use it on each other?
No.
No. You never use those moves? You never try to get your big sister down?
So they don't want to respond to that because they know I teach them that you're not to play with this.
Okay.
All
Got
right.
it.
Yes.
So let's keep it safe. But I know if I had a sister and she was in my closet getting some stuff, she might get a little karate chop. I mean, no place that will really hurt her, but I wouldn't tell my master that, though.
Yeah, but our young ladies are well disciplined, and they've been in it almost a year now. So pretty soon they will be going up for the first stripe in their belt.
Okay, so turn around so everybody can see your belt.
Okay.
So when you say stripe, you're talking about the green and the black?
No, their stripe will be a yellow stripe, which goes down the center of the white belt.
Okay.
And then they move to yellow belt. So they're in the GUP system. Now, for people to get an understanding of this belt, it's red, black, and green. For our Afrocentric people, Marcus Garvey. For our Afrocentric people, Marcus Garvey, red, black, and green. You know, you had green for the land, black for the people, blood for the people spilled for their freedom. Okay.
So can you do that? Can you personalize your colors, or?
No. This is what the NBBKF chose.
Okay.
So they chose these colors. Like I said, it's again the 70s. This is the consciousness of African Americans. But so ours has a double meaning. Of course, it's the Marcus Garvey's meaning. But again, green is for the earth, for our foundation. Okay. Red is for heaven, because our mind is disciplined and what we do, we want to reach our perfection in heaven. Black, actually, in the laws of physics, encompasses all energy and all colors. So if you were to take all the colors that you go through the rank, colors blended together are black.
Gotcha.
See what I'm saying? So it's more than just black for the people. This is our perfection that we're working
ladies.
towards.
I appreciate that.
All right. Okay.
We're gonna do what? Screen first. Screen froze. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, do what you do then.
So you want to move this to the mat?
That would be awesome.
Okay, we'll try that.
Stand it up.
So we want to make sure that you guys get a full, view of what's happening here and how much power
still
you
lay
have
it
in
flat.
the household. Things that you can pick up. I mean, of course, there's your usual vase or whatever the case may be.
You can pick up a vase. I have a class where I teach.
Back a little bit more. Come back this way a little bit more. Okay.
I actually have a class where I teach things around the house that you can use as a weapon that you wouldn't think of.
Is that separate from the martial arts class, or is that?
It's part of the martial arts class, but I do that, again, because we want people to know that you've got something to fight with, all right, other than, because some people might want to come in and get some quick training and understanding of what's going on, okay? Quick tips, okay?
That's good.
I showed them how to attack somebody with a pocketbook that's no more than $7, break a board. Got a magazine that's thick enough, I can roll that magazine up again, break boards and break with that.
With a magazine? No.
With a magazine.
Wow.
With a magazine. It's on our website, as a matter of fact,
okay.
With a magazine. So we got the broom, okay, and we showed you that we would strike at Mr. Jackson's foot. Of course, people are looking like this broom ain't gonna do nothing, right? It's a little thin stick, but we're gonna see what we can do with it, okay? I want you to understand the power that you have here, that you can break somebody's foot.
It didn't look like you used that much force for that either.
It's just knowing where to strike, okay? So we broke the brick, but imagine that's the instep of his foot, okay?
Yeah.
We break the bones in the instep of the foot, again, which are very weak. You break the instep of the bone, you run, and he's got a limp to try and catch you. You understand what I'm saying? So you have some weapons with you, you just have to think it through.
Perfect.
So
I want to go through, if we could, just go through these center points again and how you hit it, and can I practice on you a little bit? So go through that, because I want you guys to remember that, this upper part of the body is definitely someplace that you can attack your attacker or your perpetrator, just to get them off you so you can run.
Okay. So
yeah,
again, take your little stance, take your little stance like, yeah, baby, I understand. Okay. All right. So now if you want to just pop the nose with the palm right quick, just pop it. Okay. That's going to make me go back. It hurts. Okay. Even without doing it that hard. Okay. All right. Hold your hand open. All right. You can pop the center line of the throat.
Now that's where I'm having a challenge. So am I going in like this?
That's it. You can do it any kind of way you want. Just put your hand.
So I'm just using the tips of my fingers.
Tips of your finger, right.
And right there in the little opening? Or should we go up here on the esophagus?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. So I'm aiming for the little opening part.
Right. You hit that opening, okay, that closes into the windpipe. But if you hit the esophagus, especially for men, we have an Adam's apple.
Right.
It swells up if you hit it hard enough. It causes bruising, swelling. It might bleed internally. So this is choking. And if he's choking, you see this, you don't have to fight anymore. You run and you call the police, or you use your escape plan, okay? Again, center line, if you use your palm the way you broke the board, center of the chest.
So if we do this, what is the likelihood that we can fatally injure somebody?
That depends on that person that's attacking you, okay? Because you're going to injure them, okay?
Yeah.
You have to take that out of your mind. This person attacked you. This person might be actually intend to kill you at this point.
True.
Because what happens is women have died in domestic violence, and the man's like, I didn't mean to kill her. That's why they call it manslaughter. He didn't mean to kill her. But if she knew how to do this and stop him, okay, it's better to be judged by 12 than be buried by 6. Okay?
This is true.
Okay? In
But
martial,
that's a scary thought as a
It is.
woman, though. I mean, you know, it's like I want to defend myself, but then all those things are racing through my mind. Like, okay, if I hit him hard enough doing like this, I could push that bone back into his, I guess, brain at some point. It
by
goes
the
back
lower
there.
part of the brain.
Yeah, and so then I end up catching a case, and
Okay.
then
Well,
you know,
no. All right. See, again, all right. I say it's better to be judged by 12. You have to understand, if you believe that your life is threatened, okay, you have a right to protect yourself, for a lack of a better word, by any means necessary.
Okay.
And I do. They'll tell you. I teach in martial arts. Okay. If a person is coming at you, approaching you with the language that says, "I'm going to F you up," and we know what the word F is. Where we come from, that means serious damage. Okay? And the courts take that into consideration. He's beaten me before. He said he's going to do this before. I was afraid. Okay?
Yes.
You didn't use a weapon. You used your hand. You were just trying to get him off of you. You're trying to get him off of you. You bust his nose. All right, if it caused severe injury, brain damage or whatever, that's the consequence of him attacking you. Okay? All right? So, which one would you rather have? Would you rather have him kill you? If you got children, okay, and you want to be there for your children,
Yes, definitely.
okay. A lot of abusers, they don't just stop with the mother. Sometimes they abuse the daughter.
and the
okay?
children.
They-
I
right.
mean, not the children, the pets.
Okay, yeah, and
pets,
and the pets.
yeah.
All right, so you have to take all that into consideration. If this is what you're doing, again, that mindset has to be: I'm not a killer, but I have to protect myself. And they
Yes.
will tell you, we have a saying: martial arts to protect myself, my family, and my community. You cannot protect your family unless you can protect yourself. Once the family is protected, and they learn this, we do the family system, the family is a part of the community. Now you're protecting the community. So we're taking predators out of the community.
Of course, I love that. I love that. So, Master Ovi Mitchell, you can find him. The website was on the screen. We'll put that back up for you. Thank you so much for coming out. And I would like to ask, what's your name, sweetheart?
Millie.
Miss Millie. Could you come here? I want to ask you a question. So, Ovi, stand a little bit closer so we can make sure we get on the mic. How long have you been practicing?
I've been practicing about 7 years.
7 years, and you are a brown belt.
Yes.
That's wonderful. How has it helped you with your self-image, with your self-esteem? Has this been something that you have embraced and like, you know what, I know I'm the baddest chick on the block, or however you think of yourself? How does that work for you?
Well, as I, advance in years, I feel like I have, gained some skills that, I can be confident, when I go out or when I travel by myself. So I do feel like I'm confident enough to, if someone approached me, I can react. With practice, it'll come second nature.
So would you recommend this? Would you recommend going through this process?
I would, but it's a lot of practice and dedication. Like I say, you can't get a black belt overnight, but
Right.
the main thing is that self-defense, and it's something good for you, to protect yourself and to have confidence.
Okay, big question. Have you ever had to use any of this in any situation? Have you had to ward someone off? Had you had to check a guy? Like, you know what? I'm not the one. Have you had to do something?
No, I haven't, but I have practiced on, other, guys.
In your class, or just?
Just like a friend or whatever, yeah. So,
Okay.
but not for real.
Good. So you've not had to use that. Do
No.
you know anyone who has had to use it?
Actually, we have a student that's not here right now, and she actually works for the courts, and she works with victims and with witnesses. And she's actually going to be going up for her first-degree black belt. And she's very effective. If you saw her again, like Ms. Millie, you'd be like, oh, not her, she's too cute. And she will
She will
put you away.
mess
She'll
you
put
up.
away. And like I said, part of the other thing is confidence. Miss Millie doesn't know this right now, but I was going to save this for later. But she will be testing very soon. So if
How's that
everything,
make you feel?
she will be testing very soon. When she first came to us, she was very mild and very timid. But
She still comes across that way.
I still am, but
Yeah.
but she's very. I mean, she's just very humble. But she has shown, as you see again with breaking of the board, she has other techniques that she uses with breaking things, and she's demonstrated. The main thing that we wanted to see from her was confidence, and we had a conference with her, and she finally showed us she could stand up for herself verbally, because martial arts is mental up here, and that's what we teach too.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I'm
you.
excited for you.
Thank you.
I think this whole thing for me, just the conversation you were having when you were showing me the areas that I could, focus on to get someone off of me, that in itself made me feel empowered. I felt like, like my superpowers were honing in, and I'm like, yes, I know something that he doesn't know that I know. The perpetrator doesn't know that I know, and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna get you, sucker. Come on, I'm ready. I felt a little more empowered with that. And the whole breaking of the board thing, I'm like, whoa, I'm trying to figure out how to have that framed as we're having this conversation, because I'm like, what? So women, men, those of you who may have been victims, who may at some point get in a situation where you could possibly become a victim, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you find a self-defense class. Of course, I'm vying to work with Master Ovi Mitchell at
It's the Jinya May School of Martial Arts.
May. Why can't I say that?
We're located at the Carl Linder Family YMCA on Lynn Street in the West End.
Do you travel? Do you go different places and do demonstrations and things like that?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we did the
Like here.
demonstration at the Stop the Silence of Violence a couple of weeks ago.
That was
at the
All
beginning of
Survivors
November.
Day.
All
Yes.
Survivors Day. Of course, we're here.
Yes.
Okay. Part of their earning the next rank in their belt, our students have to participate in demonstrations. So we do demonstrations at the library. You can call me at area code 513-324-3661, and we can set up a demonstration at your library or at your school.
Run that number by us one more time,
That's
please.
area code 513-324-3661. Just give us a call and we'll set something up.
I think it's very exciting. I'm really glad that you came. I'm glad that we had an opportunity to reconnect.
Yeah.
Really, and for bringing all of you that came to the studio to do some demonstrations, even the babies that laughed at me. You just wait. I'm gonna show y'all something.
Well, I want to bring them out here right quick because this is how we end class. Okay, everybody, come on out. Okay, and everybody kind of just stand around. We'll stand around together. Okay, all right. Charut, which means attention. Okay, we have several sayings before we end class. What are my 3 words?
practice.
Up your what?
Game.
What is martial arts for?
Protecting myself, my family,
My community.
Those who do not know.
Those who do not know are subject to the will of those who do. Stay informed, stay strong.
And finally, we say this all together. I'm only a warrior in a time of war, but at all times I'm a man of peace. Amen. And then I close them out with a Nigisiyo, which means see you later.
You close them out with a what?
Oh, Nigisiyo, Korean for see you later.
A niggiasa. Oh, did I say that right?
Close.
Okay, how do you say it? Say it right. What is it?
Nigisiyo.
Onigi Isio. That's fantastic. Thank you so much to all of my guests. Thank you all for watching Cassie Live. Continue to follow us on the website at thecassieproject.org. That's Cassie with a K, 2 S's. I am your host, Chris Stiles. It's been more than fulfilling to be a part of this show, and we will see you in the new year. Oh my gosh. Next time I see you, it is going to be a new year. So remember to keep all survivors safe, informed, and emancipated. And remember that you too can share, heal, and live. See you later. All right, say the word again. Onigi Isio.